Hello, for this screencast I'm going to be teaching you how to correctly make a Word document for a French text that you are required to write. So to start, you open a Word document, and here I've opened one in Word Online, which makes it easy to save to the cloud, but you can open a regular Word document if you wish. The first thing I would like you to do is go to Review, and I would like you to change the language, and you go to Set Proofing Language, and you're going to go down to French, Canada, and click OK. Now what that does is it's going to spell check for you in French instead of in English for the rest of the document. So for these purposes, I will ask you to write only a couple simple sentences introducing yourself. So you would say, Bonjour, mon nom est John. And if you don't know a word, what I'm going to ask you to do is to go to a translator to find that word. Now, Google Translate is a popular translator with students. Unfortunately, it does not translate effectively, and I will show you that a little bit later. But right now, I want to show you a translator that I would like you to use. So say, for example, you want to say something you like. So you would say, j'aime les, and you don't know how to say the word dogs in French. Okay? So I will get you to go to, it's called wordreference.com. And this is wordreference.com, and you see it says English to French. There are all these different categories, but I would click English to French, and you type in your word, dog, and it will come up a lot of different options, and you look up for the one that applies to you. For example, you would have pet, and here it says chien, and it means that it is a masculine noun. So you can either copy that word and paste it into your document, or you can just write it in. So j'aime les chiens. You write something else about yourself. Mon ami. Now I'm deliberately making an error here so that you can see the correcting function that Word does for you. So I'm saying mon ami s'appelle George, and I spelled s'appelle wrong. So if you click on s'appelle, it's going to give you some options for how to fix it. Now this proofing language has gone back to English, which it likes to do. So if that ever happens, we just go back to here and set it back to French. And now that's, so we click on s'appelle, and it will give you some options to change it. And at any point you can press F7, and that will get you a spell check. So if you continue to write a few more sentences about yourself, bonjour, mon nom est John, j'aime les chiens, mon ami s'appelle George, mon sujet favori à l'école est français. Okay, so again, you can check that école. What's wrong with it? Oh, you're missing the accent. So it'll give you a hint if something is missing there. So once you have your sentences finished, you can move them on. I want you to put them through a grammar and spelling checker. So we have the word spelling and grammar checker that you've used already, but what I want you to use is a more professional one that will catch more mistakes. So you'll copy and paste your work, and you go to bonpatron.com. Now here what this is a French grammar and spelling checker. So you would paste your work in here and click on Vérifie le texte. It's all in French, it's very professional. And then what it's going to do is it's going to come, there's going to be a few different things. There's going to be spelling, something to look at, and something to change, and then something to look at. And then grammar, something to change and something to look at. So if it's red, it means it's definitely wrong and you need to change it. If it's yellow, it means there might be something wrong there. Why don't you look at it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple errors so that they come up and that I'm forced to change them. Because I want you to see how that works. Okay? So we're going to click Verify the text again. So look, I've got here. And what you do is you just put your cursor over the yellow or the red, and it will give you a suggestion. So for example, it says this verb probably needs to be singular. For example, a woman that thinks blah blah blah. So it's telling me that this can't be sont. I have to use a singular version of the verb. Here it tells me these are 4 different options. It could be mon, mono, mon, or mon. But this is not correct, so I would make that change, whatever one I think fits best. Now here, I'm just going to go back to this yellow one here. Favori. Also, it's telling me you probably need to use the A with the accent. So I would then get rid of that and put into it using this. Oh, that's only available with Pro. But I would find the A with the accent somewhere and make that change. And here it's telling me that I shouldn't be using a capital letter for français. And if I look at this red, all it's doing here is giving me a bunch of different options for the change I need to make. So I'll change it back to the J. Then I would run Verify the text again. The only mistake that I still need to make here is the A. Now I'm not sure how to do that in Bon Patron, but what I would do is I would go back to my document. I would paste that there, get rid of the bold, and I would simply insert a symbol. And if you can't find any accents, they are always in the symbols, and you can always use the symbols to put them in. So enter. Oh, that's not the right one. So now we have our corrected work. So we've gone over how to set the language, which is, we'll go over that again, which is review, spelling, set proofing language, and click on French Canada, OK. We've gone over how to use word reference, which is very simple. I'll show you another word, for example, listen. And it gives you some options here. I would click on the first one, and it gives me to actively hear is écouter. Again, actively hear, écouter. Or to try to hear is guetter. It gives you some different options, and you can choose any of them. And it actually also gives you an example of the verb/word used in context, which can be very helpful. Now, lastly, before we go, what I'd like to do is show you about the dangers of Google Translate. So I'm going to get our text here. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go to Google Translate. And I'm going to put it in. And I want to show you what happens in Google Translate. Because what it does is it's translating it based off of what its best guess is. And it's a computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it. I'm going to go English to French, French to English, English to Spanish, and I'm going to run it through about 20 different languages. So I'm going to do that, and then at the end I want you to see what the end is, what the final result is. So I'm going to pause my screencast so that I can do that for you and show you the example at the end. Through a bunch of different languages, including Russian, Hungarian, Finnish, Chinese, just to show you how the meaning can be skewed. So I've now gone from Hungarian to French, which becomes, so to go back, our initial one was Bonjour, mon nom est John, j'aime les chiens, mon ami s'appelle George, mon sujet favori à l'école est français, which means, hi, my name is John, I like dogs, my friend's name is George, and my favorite subject at school is French. So it's turned into Bonjour, mon nom est Jean, that part's the same, j'ai un chien, le nom de George, réservé gaulois adoré. So that's changed a lot. Now let me show you what that means in English. Hello, my name is John. I have a dog. The name of George. Book Gulls Loved. So that doesn't make any sense, and that's what your report is going to sound like if you use Google Translate. So please use word reference and Bon Patron, and you will have a wonderful project. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.